welcome everybody to the very first, as far as I know, and as far as we know, I think, writing interview podcast moto vlog. I have the distinguished pleasure of having Bisous, my Suzuki, joining me here in Texas. We're in Salado. So what I would like to do to kick things off, Bisous, is just let's have a little bit about you, a little bit about your background, and personally, as far as you want to go, and then obviously getting into motorcycle riding.
Let's see, where do I start? I grew up on a farm around nothing but dudes, and they basically said, you can't do it, so I rebelled. And got on my brother's dirt bike one day and kind of didn't stop. Became an obsession.
Okay. How old were you?
7.
11 years old.
Huh?
So you were... Can you hear me?
A little bit, yeah. I'm trying. I'm struggling.
Okay. So 11 years old is the first time you ever jumped on a bike?
No, 7.
Oh, 7.
7.
7 years old.
7 years old.
Well, oh, God, I don't want to go that way. I'm sorry. I think it might turn to dirt. Oh, maybe not.
That looks like a place you could bury a body. Where are we going?
No idea.
Sweet.
Just wandering me. Okay, so jumped on a bike, 7 years old for the first time. What motorcycles have you owned? What age were you when you got them?
Oh dear Lord, I'm old. I can't remember. My first whatever bike you want to call it, I guess, the Huffy, fastest one around the block. Then I had a Yamaha dirt bike. I wish I could tell you like everything about it, but unfortunately, I'm old. My first street bike was an 03 CBR 600 RR. The next one was a deer.
Deer. Hello, deer.
Squirrel. Hi. Come here.
Come hang out with us. Here you go.
We're hungry. Squirrel. Deer. Damn.
Yep.
Okay. CBR 600 RR. It was an 03 Honda, of course. I think after that, I went to a TL 1000S. 2008 Harley Night Train Softail. SV 650. SV 1000S, and now my Gixxer 750. So I think 7 bikes.
Nice. All right, so give me a little background on each bike here, as far as favorites, as well as did you name them, and if you did, where did those names come from?
The only bike, no wait, I've named 2 of my bikes. My favorite has to be Apollo, the one I'm currently on. Mm-hmm. The reason I named him Apollo is because, well, women ride dudes, well, at least for the most part. I ride dudes. This is my dude.
Sure.
My other bike that I named would be my last bike, which is my SV 1000S. I named him Stallion. And it became a joke because of my mother. I rode in on my bike to work one day, and she said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm riding off onto the sunset on my black Stallion." Got on the bike and rode away.
Oh, love that. So, think there's ever going to be a point at which you're just like, I'm calling it, as far as motorcycle riding, or nowhere in the near future?
It would take an act of God, I think, let's hope not anytime soon, to get me to stop riding. So probably not in the near future. I enjoy it too much.
Nice. As far as your social media goes, I'm very intrigued as to why. I mean, you're at over 1.5 million on TikTok now, correct?
Currently, yes.
Okay, that's a massive following, obviously. So got you thinking, I'm going to start sharing motorcycle content on TikTok or any other platform, just social media in general?
Holy cow. I didn't really start sharing motorcycle content in general up until I met one of my closest friend, Mars. She's just amazing inside and out, beautiful. She has a great heart. She's a little weird, but I like her.
Best ones are.
She basically helped me find a way out of depression through motorcycles. I mean, I found it myself, but it's nice to see another woman that shares the same passions, who has been in that dark place. So it's like, hey, if she can do it, I can do it.
Right. So then you just decided, like, hey, I'm going to start sharing this on social because it's, an outlet for you, we'll say?
Pretty much. I mean, I didn't really get into TikTok. I was a little careful about it at one point just because of the whole, U.S. is going to ban it, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So I'm thinking, well, I'm going to stick to it until it's gone. And I just kept doing it, and I found humor in it, and it is slightly addicting.
Yeah. Certainly.
And
so you're in... go ahead.
Oh, it just blew up one day. It's like a pregnancy. One day you're pregnant, a couple weeks, next thing you know, there's a baby.
Right. So your Instagram, I want to talk a little bit about as well. I love the quotes and the inspiration and some of what I would consider to be kind of hard truth. And then there's definitely like a little bit about kind of what you're talking about with Mars, that it's nice to see another woman rider, and you, especially in a male-dominated sport, if you will. So obviously that's helpful, I imagine, and you have certain, I don't know if you'd call it a theme, if you will, of some woman empowerment, like a motif in there, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong on that. What's the story behind that, and tell me a little bit more about it.
The reason I do the picture quote?
Yeah, just your whole, your layout, your design, how you run your Instagram.
Very easy. OCD.
Fair enough.
I like a pattern, I like it pretty, I like it clean.
Well, I like that. So as far as jumping into kind of the idea of, because I've seen personally, especially now having my own kind of community with motorcyclists and everything, I see many women who ride who make videos about, for example, for lack of a better way to put this, just guys talking shit to them about it. Whether it's like that bike's too big for you, whatever else it may be. I've seen a lot of these videos from a lot of different female creators. What is your kind of thoughts around all of that? How do you feel about that? How are you perceived in the community?
I feel exactly how those women feel. I'm just to the point where I'm like, I don't need to post it. It's to each their own. I just would prefer posting funny shit rather than I already know this shit.
Right. Well, how well do you perceive or deal with it on a personal level when that comes across your plate?
Let me put it this way. I'll give you an example. I was out at a bike night months and months ago. I had a 1000 before this bike, and the conversation piece came up of what CCR bikes were, and somebody looked at me and said, "Why do you ride a 1000?" I said, "Because I want to." And they said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I'm slowest 1000 in Houston. I make a name for myself." And then somebody else looked at me and said, again, "Why do you ride a 1000 if you're not going to go fast?" I said, "Because I can."
That's a great way to put it. I mean, because I can, right?
Because I can. They're not riding my bike. I'm riding my bike.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was just find that so interesting that everybody always has something to say about everybody else and their preferences and everything. It's like, to me, who cares? Like male, female, big bike, little bike, whatever. If it's what you want and what makes you happy, why does it matter? Right?
Exactly. I'm going to pull up next to a couple Harleys one day on a Grom and go, ting, 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 ting.
Oh, that would be the best. Yeah, I definitely get laughed at by Harley sometimes, but that's all good.
Exactly.
So, as far as other types of hobbies that you have, what do you got there? Or is motorcycles kind of your main hobby? Other things you really enjoy? What else makes you happy?
Let's see. Bear with me. This is going to be a hard one without giving out too much of my personal life.
Okay, fair enough.
Nerf wars with my son is awesome.
Love that.
Totally awesome. We play this game. He says, "Mom, can I go in the backyard?" I say, "Okay, fine." He comes back 30 minutes later, covered head to toe in dirt, with a new surprise he dug up. That's always fun. I don't know. I just enjoy. I try and take in the good of everything. Like, I don't know. I'm sporadic. If it's fun, I do it. I can't just stick to one thing. I get bored easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I've tried so many different things, and I go all in, and like in the past, I've just spent a bunch of money on stuff, but I'm like, this is what I'm going to do forever, like spearfishing. Bought like everything I needed for that, and then, that kind of just trailed off. And I was like, okay, on to the next thing. Oh, now it's rock climbing. Rock climbing stuck with me, though. I will say that. I absolutely love rock climbing, but motorcycles, once I started riding, I know for me, like, that was it, and this is my thing, and this is what I'm going to do for the foreseeable future, so.
Exactly.
But yeah,
it's addicting, it's a freedom.
Yes, yeah, there's so many elements of it, and I've talked about this kind of in my own vlogs as well, because I think that it meets all of the human needs, like the 6 human needs. There's so many elements that, for me anyway, it hits, and I can't get enough of it.
Exactly. It's like when you have a bad day, you can clear your head on the bike. If you have a good day, you can improve it even more on the bike. If you just want to go have an awesome meetup with some tacos, get on the bike.
All of it, right? So,
I don't know.
So I am curious as to personal goals. With the TikTok thing, obviously keeps on growing, and everything else obviously continues to grow because of it, as far as like social media and all that. We're gonna turn left here. So what are your goals? Like, what do you hope to accomplish with what you do?
With the whole social media thing?
Yeah.
I've gotten to a point where I never expected it to be this big, and recently, Cycle Gear reached out to me in being an influencer.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to kind of see how that goes.
Yeah.
My goals are going to be short-term right now. I wish I could say I have long-term goals regarding this whole situation, but they could change in a blink of an eye.
Right.
So I'm just taking it a little bit at a time. And, just kind of seeing where it goes. I mean, enjoying it for the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I always have my backup things, which is I work in a family-owned business, helping other women have the biggest day of their life.
Love that. Weddings is my guess.
Weddings it is.
Yeah, nailed it. So, how about as far as just like a social impact? Like, what do you hope to accomplish on that side of things?
On the social part, I don't know. It's extremely different for me to take in the fact that I get messages of oh my God, you're a woman on a motorcycle. You're my favorite social media TikToker, motovlogger. It's hard to digest when it feels like there's a spotlight being put on you.
Yeah.
Kind of celebrity status when I have to remind people, look, I change dirty diapers, I wash dishes. I am no different than anybody else. It's kind of mind blowing, but that's another reason I mean, if it makes people happy, I love that.
Perfect. Yeah, I love that too. It's very interesting to see the type of impact you can have from riding around on a motorcycle and just doing your thing. And I conjecture that the majority of people that follow us, for example, like don't even ride themselves, but you can still bring that happiness to them. So I think that's awesome.
Exactly.
Personal life goals outside of TikTok and social media for yourself.
Ooh.
Like what is your big picture? Like what kind of impact would you want to leave on the world, or just what would you like to accomplish in your lifetime? Where you said
my lifetime. I would absolutely love to end up as owner of the family business that I'm in. Just to say, that was my mom's goal at one point, and she ended up getting her dream. She owns her own small business, and she helps people, like women, get to, the altar. And she got me into it when I was 17, and then she keeps telling me, I want you to take it over, I want you to take it over. And I'm thinking, I'm not sure. And it has a lot to do with, the economy, of course, but as stressful as it is, every time somebody looks at me and says, oh my God, I found the dress, I can see myself walking down the aisle, and it's like, okay, stop, I'm going to get teary-eyed. It feels so good deep down inside, no matter what kind of day I'm having, for somebody to tell me, I love this, thank you so much, you made this experience absolutely amazing. And it's like, oh, here. So I would definitely love to own the business eventually.
Awesome.
Just not yet, because my kids are still small and I want to focus mainly on them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I love that. So with that, let me take a quick little peek here without hitting you, hopefully. I'm staying on the road. I have these couple of questions from from viewers as well. So let's see. Oh, actually, one more question I did want to ask you before I ask that. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oh, I've thought about this for years.
Perfect. Then you should be ready.
It's the craziest part I really have. I think I would want to fly.
Yeah.
Just because, point A, point B, be there quick, no paying for flights in general. It's like, again, it's as crazy and ironic as that sounds. It's like riding a bike. You can fly. Look, I can fly. That kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, I don't want to have the ability to look through walls. I don't want to see anybody naked.
Right.
Hey, how's it going? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't want to be able to have supersonic hearing either. That definitely I don't want.
Yeah, no, I'll just let all the crap that people talk about me be to themselves.
Bingo.
Okay, well, with that, then, I have a question from Brandy Lee Benson. She wants to know, where do you get your high-waisted jeans?
Where do I get my what?
High-waisted jeans.
Okay. I would like to know, because I don't own a freaking pair of high-waisted jeans. Oh,
well, okay. Well, that was the question. The other one, then, we'll go to from YouTube was Dexter Gaming 54 wants to know if you can solve a Rubik's Cube.
Oh, no. I've tried. It gave me a headache. I gave up in like 3 twists, and I was like, no. I gave it to the dog as a chew toy.
Love it.
Now, if you ask my nephew, oh, yeah, that kid is like a whiz.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's freaking awesome. Well, hopefully we can keep service out here for just another second, but I want to just say thank you first and foremost for driving all the way up, 3.5 hours to come hang out with me, ride with me, have some shenanigans, and deal with everything we had to deal with figuring out this morning to actually make this thing work. So I appreciate you.
Awesome.
The content, amazing. Obviously, I love it. You do bring a lot of smiles to people's faces, and my own included, obviously. And I was super excited to come down here. I think Fresh, which I forgot to call him, I think he was just as excited as either of us were that we were going to ride.
I think he was so excited. He's like, that should have been me. And I'm like, I know, dude, I know.
Yes, I want to thank you again and for being my very first and maybe the very first interviewee on a podcast / motovlog interview. So,
dude, I'm flattered. This is awesome. I mean, we're out riding bikes, having interviews, getting tailgated.
Great. All right. Well, we could pull it over, flip it around, and get into some shenanigans up here then, and we will do that.
You find the turnaround. Absolutely. Okay. I will follow you.
All right. Let's do it.